lyrics on the spot based on what you write on a paper. Okay? So I want you guys to go ahead and write one word that sums up to you the Creative People's Conference. Oh, bring it down. It's a little loud, right? Jenny's like, you're a little too much, buddy. Yeah, no. I'm just playing, Jenny. I know it's a little loud. We were trying to figure this out. Let me see. Wireless, bringing it down. Is that better? No? No? Hold on. How about now? How about I just speak softly? How about I tone it down a little bit? Okay, so as you guys are, writing that down, I'm gonna play some music, right? And then, I want you guys to lift up your papers with the word. Not yet, because I don't want to cheat and find out what the word is, but I want to see it immediately on the spot when it comes up, and on that moment, I'm going to form it and weave it into some kind of a rap lyric, and this is what we're gonna do. Okay, is everybody okay with that? Okay, this is what we do at the Break Bread Mic Sesh, right? Break Bread Mic Sesh, we have artists come up to the mic. It's a constant culture that we're trying to create of inclusiveness, celebrating people's expression and creativity. So when they get on the mic, or when people participate, man, and it's not because I want your accolade, but we celebrate it. So let's practice that. I want to hear your best applause for anybody who might be participating today. So there you go. Awesome. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do here. We're going to pick this one right here. Check. That may be an accident. Oh. Okay. I guess, we'll use this track. You guys just saw my guilty pleasure, some old 1960s country or something. Okay. Go ahead and lift up the papers. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Yo. Okay, here we go. Yo. We come together in unity, all different races and colors. We came to create community. Yo, what you come to expect when you come into this room. We want to create connects. Yo, you bet, this is where we work, and this is where we get together and start to network. Yo, every girl and boy we came to deploy with joy. Every single thing we came to invigorate. Yo, we came to instigate light within this dope. You already said network, it's kind of on repeat, but it's okay, Cindy Renee, it's okay. Yo, it's kind of vital when we express these. It's like survival for us to express. Guts, you need the guts inside of us intestines, but I don't know what else to say. What? Yo.
San Bernardino.
That's Bugs Bunny. Yeah, it means war off the top of the dome on a microphone wireless, and we came to tell people that we came to put music in this tape deck. It's kind of hard to lower my volume and say check, 1, 2, here we go. Really? You're gonna? Okay, here we go. As I navigate through this vocabulary, it's kind of scary. I'm trying to get to this word where I can rhyme. It kind of varies. Yo, it's kind of lively. Here we go. It's kind of like my mind is melting, but it's okay. I'm mind bending. It's okay. I'm coming through. If you're in the place to be, get a hand up and wave it from side to side for me. Yo, if you're in the place to be, get a hand up in the air and wave it side to side with me. And that's it. Is that okay? Okay. Oh. We out here, we out chill. Okay, guys, okay, that was awesome. This is something that we do at the Break Bread Mic Sesh over in San Bernardino. We do it in front of Viva La Boba over in downtown San Bernardino. And just to give you guys a little bit about myself, like I said, my name is Samuel Montes. I was born and raised in Inglewood, California, Compton, Linwood area, but I moved over to the IE when I was 11 and went through some weird times with my family, divorce, separation, a lot of that stuff, a lot of angst that a teenager would go through. And in the midst of that, as a kid, Who here has ever dealt with anxiety? Okay. Oh, everybody here's okay. Everybody's here dealt with anxiety in some way, right? So a lot of people say that they're not creative. You ever heard that? Like, well, I'm not a creative, right? Right? But in actuality, we are all creative. Every single one of us is creative, especially when it comes to navigating through hardships and crisis, right? We don't understand that. And as a youth, dealing with my parents' separation and dealing with just the issues of my own home, I gravitated to hip hop as a means of coping with my anxiety. There was something about it. Of course, there was the ready image of hip hop, which was like super urban and street, and I was listening to rap when gangster rap came out, like nothing but a G thing, baby, to look out, G's going crazy, right? So it was like that time when I was growing up, but it was Ice Cube and it was Dr. Dre and it was these voices, even though a lot of the message wasn't so positive, but it was still them reflecting as reporters of their time and their environment, right? And it still spoke to me because my angst, it was something inside of me that I needed to work out. So it was almost like a therapy for me, right? And the reason why I say nobody can ever say that they're not creative is because as you navigate, we've dealt with anxiety before, we've dealt with stress or the stressors in life. And one way or another, if you're still here, you're able to say that I've survived or I've gone through these things, then you have created, as a creative, avenues to either redefine your identity, to brand yourself differently, and to create a way to not allow what's happened to you to define you, right? So I say all that to say, I've worked with youth for the last 20 years. Intensively, whether it be in group homes, alternative schools with at-risk kids and kids that would be labeled emotionally disturbed, right? And I currently am a psych nurse for the San Bernardino County Arrowhead Regional Medical Center, and I work there and the lock facility off of Pepper, and we bring people in. We bring people in who are on 5150s, who deal with suicidal ideation, and this is where my path has led me to, kind of be a help and a support for the unknown population in our community, right? But what I've been starting to see at my job is kids who I used to work with in group homes when they were 7 years old, when they were 5 years old, coming through as 20-year-olds, dealing with the same issues, right? And of course, this is a whole nother serious topic that warrants a lot more study and discussion. The mental health issue that's going on in our population. But it breaks my heart to see somebody who was 7 years old dealing with being abandoned as a kid, being left alone as a kid, and going through certain maladaptive behaviors, right? Behaviors that would be considered not acceptable in society, to try to deal with their emotions, whether it be cutting, whether it be rage, whether it be violence, right? So I would see these things, and at times I had wondered the work that I put into the arts and attempting to reach the community and attempting to scoop the youth and instill hope in them. Like at times, I don't know if you guys ever feel this way as creatives, but do you guys ever feel even the anxiety and stress of, is my work getting some kind of return? Is it making some kind of impression, right? Sometimes, and then you only get any kind of recognition from people who just want to like use your art immediately to further their business or to exploit it in some way, right? But I want to tell you guys as creatives, and I just want to encourage you guys, this is just a little tidbit, continue creating, because you never, ever, ever know who you're going to reach. You never, ever know who you're going to impact. You never know who is going to be inspired by something that you do, right? It could be anything. It could be a poem, it could be photography, it could be visual art, it could be dance, it could be spoken word, regardless of what it is. At one of these break bread mic sessions, a 17-year-old kid came from the neighborhood and asked me. He said, we were having it at Serious Cartoons. If you've never been to Serious Cartoons, it is the only record shop in San Bernardino on East Street, North East Street, next to the Red Fox Bar, right? And a kid came up, and he's 17 years old, and you could tell he had a hunger. He had a hunger to get on the mic. He had a hunger to rap, right? 17 years old, and he came in, and I think his name was Schooly something. Anyway, he came in, and he told me, "Hey man, why are you doing this? Why are you getting something out of this? Are you charging ahead to come into these open mic sessions or to people to get on the mic?" And it was a great opportunity to display the reality of being able to create and show him that what this is all about. So that's what I told him. And I'll extend this to you guys, which is this. I mean, let's be real. What is our area known for? Immediately. I mean, just within the last week, that's been on the news in Colton. You guys have seen what's been going on in Colton. There was a shootout in Colton. But what else? I want to ask you this. What? Go ahead and say it. Drugs. Okay. So some of the negative aspects of our community. What is it known for? Violence, right? What else? One more thing. Foreclosures, poverty, right? How many times do I go down Arrowhead and East Street and I see these abandoned buildings and a community and a culture that once was, right? So I told him, I go, man, this is what happens when we create. When we create, it's like we create life. It's an expression of life in some way or another. And if we can create life through our art, then we can create hope. And if we can create hope, we can cancel out the darkness and we can cancel out the death that's been promoted in our city, right? Like, I don't just see this as a seminar, but I see this as an opportunity for like-minded people to come together, not just to network and say, oh, give me a call, add me, request me, but really to truly come together and come up with ways we can be able to change our environment through the arts, right? And when we're talking about youth, I mean, come on, I just turned 40, right? And I'm still rapping, right? So, thank you very much, sister. Yeah, but I'm 40 years old and I'm still rapping, and constantly the question, especially in hip hop, that comes to mind is, with my age, am I still relevant? Am I still making some kind of an impact, right? And the answer is yes. Never ever allow age to be a barrier for you to express yourself. Because look, when you express, just speak Catherine, she's dope, dude. Like, she's a huge inspiration to me. Like, yeah, give her a hand. Awesome, yeah. Are you coming? You should be here, right? So, if you guys have, that's a promo she helped us do. But just to kind of speak to that, I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago, the Los Angeles Times put out an article about San Bernardino. Broken San Bernardino. You remember that? Yes. There's even a YouTube video that's circulating about the brokenness of San Bernardino. And as I'm watching this, I'm going, that's not my experience. I mean, I'm not negating or invalidating that doesn't happen in our city, right? But there's more positive things going on in our city than just highlighting the brokenness of our city, right? So I say all that to say this, that when we, speaking of youth, right, and those of us who are in here who want to make a difference in our community, they're our future. They're our future. And as a person who at a young age, who was dealing with anxiety, depression, and even thoughts of suicide at 16 myself, it was the arts, it was hip hop, it was creative expression that allowed me to work through these things, to navigate through these things as a therapy, and because every single one of us, because a lot of people go, well, that's them, they have that gift. Ah, man, every single one of us have something to contribute. We have something to contribute in some way or another. So I say that as an encouragement to you guys. I say that as a, I hope that you guys don't get a lot out of this coming together in this conference. Not just info, but that you're prompted in some way to go and apply and take back to your environment how you can change your environment through the arts. Because, and that's what I want us to discuss about today. Another thing I want us to go over is I want us, just where you're at, maybe this group right here of 4, maybe you can merge with homeboy over there. Maybe you guys can come together. So maybe you 4 can come together, but maybe you 4 can come together at the same table. You 4 come together at the same table. I want us to work through some things. Is that okay? So, but I want us to do it today. I don't know if this is going to be official. I don't have the certification for this, but I want to be able to within what? How much time do we have? Okay, I got 20 minutes. And within 20 minutes, I want to make you guys rappers. Oh my gosh! All right. No, I mean. And here's I mean, we have 19 minutes. So can we? Cindy Rennie is bona fide already, so she's ready to go. Oh, you were born. Okay, cool. So, but however, I think we can, if we come together and work and put our heads together, we can do this. But this is the topic that I want us to do. Okay. This is what I want us to do. I want us to look at these questions right here, right? So we talked about the need. We talked about the need in our city, right? There's brokenness in our city. There's darkness in our city. Number 1. Number 2, we spoke about how the youth is our future. We can't neglect that. They're the next generation, right? We can't neglect their experience of dealing with the angst and the anxiety and the stress that they're going through, right? Because I remember as a kid, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but whenever, as a teenager or a kid, whenever you would express on hardship or anything, if you come from a Hispanic family like I do, I'm Puerto Rican, so if you come from a Hispanic family like I do, it's like, you don't know what living life is yet, you know what I mean? And a lot of youth, are invalidated in that way, right? And we need to give them the space to be able to express themselves, to give them a voice, to be able to get off their chest what needs to get off, and to also create life, that creating life is possible. So what I want you guys to do is, that's right, either you 2 move over here, or you go over there. It's like an 8th grade dance, like everybody's against the wall. So I want you guys to get together, you guys come together, and this is what I want us to do. We're going to answer these questions together, okay? Now, hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. Anyone know the rest of that? You guys are already rappers. And you guys, and poets, you guys don't even know it, right? So, see what I did? So, anyway, so this is the things that I want us to do. Thinking about youth in our area, thinking about how, thinking about their voice and about activating their voice, that we can be able to encourage these kids and youth to have their own voice and be able to express themselves, but also to redefine their experience. How can we be able, what is the need? We talked about youth and brokenness in the city, right? So let's write that down. Let's take some notes. Youth and brokenness in the city, right? What is needed to help make a change? Now, this is where you guys come in. You guys come in. Like, I want you to think about your own artistic expression, your own gifts, and I want you guys to brainstorm together what you could contribute to help make a change in this community. Right? Everybody still okay? Everybody good? Okay, good. And then also answering the question of who needs to get involved, right? Brainstorm. I want you guys to brainstorm that, and also where are there other spaces that are not being given attention to, that are in our area that need attention. So I want you guys to brainstorm that too. And then what I want you guys to do, after all that, I want you guys to come together and create a minimum of a 4-bar poem. Man, you guys are lucky. You guys got a like Grandmaster Cindy Rennie right here. So I want you guys to do that. I'm gonna play some music in the background. Allow you guys, maybe let some things flow, right? Everybody can rhyme. Everybody knows rhyming poetry. Everybody. 4 lines. But if you want to do more, feel free to do more. Okay? You get an extra vegan taco on Jenny, okay? It's not on me. Just playing. Okay, so are we good? Are we good on our instructions? We understand the need, the brokenness of our city, the voices of our youth being activated, and how we can be able to ignite that voice through our gifts. And it doesn't necessarily have to be rap. It could be visual art. It could be dance. It could be. Did you do jazz hands right now? Was that? Oh, okay. She woohoo. She raised the roof right now. Okay. All right, guys. So go ahead and work on those 4 lines, and then we'll go table by table. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be Kendrick Lamar up in here. Okay. So you're good. Okay. Just I want you guys to brainstorm about the need, and I want you guys to write a 4-line poem or rap verse. Or if you guys don't have rhythm, you can just spit it. Okay. All right, cool? Yeah.
Hello, everybody. So, reading it off, right?
Go ahead, maybe. However you want to deliver it.
It's alright, I don't need the pressure. That's cool, I just leave it like that. It's a spoken word, just leave it like that. Spoken words, yeah, alright. So y'all ready? Okay. You don't need Riri and don't need Fenty. It's time to express things my bending. Get out the house and lose your phones. Scrape your knees and break your bones. Show some love for your community. Show compassion and unity. Thank you.
James, you sure you don't do this often? Or?
I write, but I don't perform.
Yeah, that's what's up. Give it up for James. Give it up for James. Okay, yeah, man. And for their group, look at that. That was a collective effort here. Okay. What was that? Oh, James, you're gonna have a larger platform later on. No pressure. Okay. Okay. So, anybody else willing to? Man. All together? Should I come to you? You want to come up here? Okay, we're bring. Man, I like that. You bring it to us. You need a beat, or you spoken just? Okay, got it.
Okay, ready? Yeah. Blank spaces are everywhere. Needing some filling, use some air. It ain't fair. It's too square.
Can I kick it? No sé, pero tengo ganas.
I got guts, and I can kick it.
Hey! Give them a better hand than that. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Kathy, you are multi-talented. Oh my goodness. Okay, who's next? Who's next? Okay, we'll come over here. All right. Hey, did you guys come up with the crew name? You guys have a name for your crew? You guys have a name for your crew? No, I should have made that an assignment. See. Okay, what's the name of your crew? I'm just fine.
We need you to beatbox, though.
Okay. Okay. You get on the mic and I'll beatbox, okay? You want like a slow tempo?
Whatever, give it.
You see the confidence? Okay. Hold on. Ready?
Okay. I'm not ready.
Started from the bottom, now the top. The negative narrative needs to stop. The youth is the answer. It don't matter if you're an artist, councilman, or dancer. Show up, unite, keep the community tight.
Oh my goodness! I didn't realize how acclimated you guys were going to be to this. Like, wow, oh my goodness, wow. It's a lifestyle. You either have it or you don't, right? But it looks like all you guys have it, so, So, who's next? We have 2 more tables. All right, let's give Natalie, you gonna do it? Okay.
No, I don't. I don't. That's, that's much. Okay. SB representing danger, need to rearrange your perception and impression. Change the narrative, the culture is empowered. My street is the world. We're dreaming of new days, we're taking new ways. My home is here, horizons clear.
Oh man. No, give her a hand. We're gonna keep this lively, okay? And last and definitely not least, the Beastie Girls. Right? Who's gonna be all together? Okay.
And then, we'll let you create a second round for us.
Adults need to listen. Kids need to be heard. Come to the block party. Wildcats will spread the word.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and you, huh? What's your crew name?
AWA, fool.
Artists with attitude.
Oh my goodness. Oh, let's do it.
See, this is what happens. It spreads like a wildfire.
Derrubando cuentos, temor, peligro y negro. Derrumbando cuentos, temor, peligro y negro. Queremos nuevos caminos, nuevos futuros, derrumbando cuentos, temor, peligro y negro. Derrumbando cuentos, temor, peligro y negro. Queremos nuevos caminos y nuevos futuros.
You know, and here's the thing. No, give her a better hand than that. Come on. Okay. And I just want to remind you guys, this is what we do at the Break Bread Mic Sesh. We constantly. It doesn't matter. It isn't a roast session. It isn't there's a place for rap battles. I am a battle rapper too, but there's a place for that. But the Break Bread Mic Sesh, what we do in the community is we celebrate however anybody's expressing, because it takes ganas to get on the mic. It really does take guts and it takes bravery to express yourself, right, James? It takes bravery to get up on the, or to even to express yourself, right? And a lot of these kids or youth that we encounter, whether on the street or whether in school or in our workplace, whatever it may be, sometimes it's even hard just to get their name out of them, right? It's hard to even just to get them, just to get like, where are you from? Because they're so closed off, right? But here's the connection that I encourage you guys to do, because a lot of creatives tend to be introverts, right? Right? Or am I the only one? Don't mistake this boisterous display as an extrovert. I'm an extroverted introvert. That's what I am. So it's a way of being able to survive. We got to talk to people, I guess, right? So, but that's just the way we are, right? But we have to not neglect or even take away from the possibility that we can connect or inspire or encourage youth through the arts. One thing that I had a recent conversation with somebody about reaching out to youth and not just the age gap, but the cultural gap, right? Thinking that somebody from one culture won't be able to relate or connect with somebody of another culture. And I encourage you guys, of course there is the talk of appropriation and all that stuff, but we have to understand that the attempt to connect is all you need. You need to, is all you need. It's all you need is to be able to, because you never know. Here's the thing, you never, ever, ever know on a large scale how your art can impact people to just light the fire within them, right? So if you're a creative in here and you're in charge of some kind of organization or movement or project, where sometimes you're up late at night trying to rack your brain and work things out, in your project, and then you begin to question, is this worthwhile? Is this something that's going to relate or even being able to be relevant to somebody? Man, if you're creating, believe me, somebody is going to get touched by it. Somebody is going to be touched by it. And I just want to encourage you in this sense is that wherever you're at, don't, like I said before, where we tend to become closed in sometimes, I encourage you guys to open your eyes and look around us. Because your art isn't just for you. Your art isn't just an expression of yourself. Your art is there to inspire others. Okay? So I encourage you guys, and especially the young people. And I